Welcome to our very first episode of the Best Buddies News. I'm David Quillen, Senior Vice President of Best Buddies International, and I am so excited to kick off this series for you. Together, we will be working with our entire team to capture the essence of our mission with stories and updates from around the globe and bring it directly to you. People with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities have equal potential to be leaders, to advocate for change, to hold jobs that they love, and to be able to earn competitive wages, to live independently, and to develop true, meaningful, one-to-one friendships. We'll be speaking to lifelong friends of all abilities who are changing the world together. And we are going to meet progressive agents of change who are making such wonderful impact within their community. We'll be highlighting art and music and stories that may even challenge your way of thinking and energize your spirit. Above all, we'll be working to bring you some light and inspiration to create a more inclusive and better world. Today, we are going to be speaking to some of our most inspiring leaders who have committed their academic careers to building cultures of inclusion on their campus and throughout their community. Now, first up, we have an awesome story of friendship from our field correspondent, Trevor Paxton. He will introduce us to Molly and Lucy, an amazing buddy pair from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Here's Trevor with the story.
Thank you, David. I'm joined here by Lucy Donaldson and Molly Carter, recent graduates from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. So thank you for being on the show with us, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so clearly the two of you are incredible friends. What does it mean to be graduating alongside your buddy?
For me, it's just really special. It's kind of like graduating with the rest of my peers. We've kind of gotten to navigate all of college thus far together, and now we get to navigate the next phase of our life together.
What does it feel like to graduate alongside Lucy?
It's been a great pleasure to graduate with Lucy. She must be my best friend, but she most likely my sister to me, and she threw me a 21st birthday party, and I love that about her. I love to graduate with her. She's always there when I need it, and she's always there when I need her.
I've heard you're both staying in Knoxville. So what's next for you after graduating?
What's next for you, Malls?
The next step of my graduation, probably try to figure out what I'm going to do and try to figure out what I'm going to do when I do graduate and when I don't graduate.
Yeah.
It's a time effort what I'm going to do.
Molly, like a lot of us, is starting to navigate is she going to continue her education or get a job kind of thing. I will be finishing my master's next May from UT, so I will be student teaching throughout the next year in a special education classroom.
That's amazing. Continuing to make an impact is one of the best ways that we can move forward and just continue to really just make the world a better place. So thank you for doing that. And I've heard that you are both very big fans of coffee. So do you know each other's orders? And if so, what are they? And what's your favorite memory just grabbing a cup of coffee together?
Molly is a white mocha year round. She either gets it hot iced or in a frappuccino form. But that's kind of our go-to. It's where we go and catch up and talk about life and the different things going on in college. We often take our dogs and get them pup cups together. So it's a lot of fun. Molly, do you know my coffee order?
Lucy likes her coffee with eyes are hot, but sometimes you get tea, like chai tea.
Yeah, sometimes I like
once in a while.
And lastly, I know that it's kind of a little bit of a crazy world out there, but the two of you are just incredible beacons of friendship and love. So was there a moment when you knew that each other were going to be in your lives forever?
Yeah, so I was volunteering with UT's post-secondary program when I met Molly, And she immediately just treated me kind of like her best friend. She didn't hold back. She was sassy from the moment I met her. And it was just really natural and easy for us to spend time together. And kind of from that point on, I knew that we would end up being best friends and inseparable.
Molly, how about you? Is there a moment when you knew that Lucy was going to be your best friend?
It's a perfect match that I get to meet Lucy throughout my life. I wouldn't frustrate without her. She's always the best person to come to when I need her. She's always there for me, but she's more like crazy and goofy kind of friend. But I love her, but sometimes she can be a little bit crazy.
And if that isn't the part that makes us all who we are. So Lucy and Molly, thank you for joining us. From all of us here at Best Buddies News, we appreciate your time, and back to you, David.
For our next spotlight, we'll be moving north to meet 4 amazing friends at the State University of New York at Cortland. Our reporter, Katie Bryden, has the story. Katie?
Thank you, David. I am so excited to be here today with our fantastic leaders from the SUNY Cortland chapter. They were all heavily involved in actually starting the Best Buddies chapter at their college. And now as they have graduated and are moving on, they're leaving this incredible program with some incredible matches and great leadership in place. And so we're excited to hear from them to talk about what made them want to start a Best Buddies chapter, their experiences, and the legacy that they're leaving. So we've got with us Victoria, who is the chapter president, Jade, who is the treasurer, and Chris, the event coordinator. Victoria, let's start with you. Can you tell us what motivated you to start the Best Buddies chapter at Cortland?
Yes, absolutely. I was in Best Buddies since high school. So definitely my experiences in high school made me want to bring it to college for sure. But the actual moment was when I was with Victoria, the other Victoria, who's was the vice president of Best Buddies at Cortland, and we were walking into a club that was all about like peer mentoring. It was with younger kids and sort of tutoring them, and we got there and they told us that there was no more space. They didn't need any more college students. So we walked away sort of disappointed and upset that we weren't going to get to be a part of this. And then I just clicked in that moment. I was like, oh my goodness, let's bring Best Buddies to Cortland. And so we went against that. We got in contact with Lindsay, and we had to coordinate with the Student Government Association from Cortland. And it was a lot of work, but definitely worth it.
That's fantastic. I love the experience that you had in high school, and obviously the drive and commitment that you had to start the program at Cortland. We really rely on volunteers like you, Victoria and Jade and Chris, to really make our mission happen. So thank you for sharing that. Jade, can you tell us a little bit more about the chapter at Cortland? What's your proudest moment, or the moment where it sort of all clicked for you that the mission was happening?
There are so many. I feel like we have made so many amazing connections and genuine relationships with our club members and with our buddies from the Cortland community. But we were talking about this yesterday, and there's one moment that just stands out to me immediately when I think about, like envisioning our club. And it was the friendship walk for spring 2019. So it was our junior year last year, and it ended up being the last friendship walk that we ended up being able to attend in person, which is disheartening, but it's okay. The walk was being held in Binghamton, which is about 45 minutes outside of Cortland. And so we actually got a bus paid for in our budget, and we had all of our club members and all of our buddies on this big bus, like a school type bus, driving to Binghamton. And everyone was wearing these purple, like matching shirts that we had got created that said, like, the only way to have a friend is to be one on the back. And everyone was sitting on the bus and just like hanging out. And then there was sort of like this silent little like fundraising war that was going on between the Cortland chapter and the Binghamton chapter, because we were both like so close to the same fundraising goal. And so everyone was calling their parents and their friends, can you please donate $5 more? We want to be the chapter with the most money raised. And I don't know, I think of that day and that moment, and that was just like such a great envisionment of like inclusion and everything that we had worked so hard for.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jade. I mean, just that enthusiasm alone and really getting everyone on board with seeing the value, and what a great way to continue to spread the mission. So thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. Chris, tell us a little bit more about what's next for Cortland. All of you have been such incredible leaders, such a strong group of friends, and you're leaving it in good hands, I assume. What are you excited to see them accomplish?
Yeah, it's cool because we all started on this e-board together 4 years ago. And so you'd think that if you're going to be in part of a club for 4 years, it's kind of going to get old or going to be the same thing year after year. But my favorite part has been how much it's changed. You know, we've gone from freshman year where we had some dedicated members, and then sophomore year we started having movie nights, which are pretty easy. Just like come to the dorm, we'll make some popcorn, watch a movie. Then we started using our budget more, and we got to go off campus, go to mini golf, go to bowling, and more watch our events grow and grow. And so it's cool leaving that with our new e-board, who have new ideas. They have their own ideas, and I'm excited to see what new things they bring to the chapter.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Thank you all so much for taking the time out to share everything that you've done to bring Best Buddies to Cortland, to share the program in your state, and to really create a strong foundation so that inclusion is going to continue now that you're on to bigger and better things. And I know we'll continue to stay committed to our mission. We're really grateful to have volunteers like you. Thanks for sharing, and congratulations on your graduation. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So we love speaking with people who are involved and engaged in our Best Buddies mission from around the world. And next up, we have an update on our Best Buddies song, Alone Together. Written by our friend Rebecca Black, who has been a longtime supporter of our mission, along with 4 of our talented Best Buddies ambassadors, Brett Fleming, Christina Huntley, Marlena Van Hoos, and Alfonso Murphy. And even with these individuals separated across the country these past few months, they were able to collaborate online and in an inclusive way to create a beautiful song that captures the importance of staying connected and the power of friendship.
We're all alone together, talking with each other. We've learned to make new friends and love one another. And even though we're apart, we're together at heart. Looking into the future, there's a better place to start. We're all alone together while the world is standing still. Together, forever, forever. Together, together, forever, forever. Together.
You can purchase and stream the song Alone Together from all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, and Pandora. And the best part of this song is that all the proceeds will go to support Best Buddies and our mission to support people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So I just want to thank you for joining us. If you have a story that you'd like to share on future episodes, please be sure to email us at bbn@bestbuddies.org with your videos, with your stories, with your pictures and ideas. And also, I hope you will join us this June 4th for the Best Buddies Live graduation ceremony, where we will honor all of our inspiring leaders of the class of 2020. Join us at 8 o'clock Eastern. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the Best Buddies News, and as always, let's keep working to change the world.